All right. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. Greatly appreciate folks showing up for these live presentations. I always love these opportunities to connect with folks around the world and do some clearing of stress, and always looking for different ways that I can be of service to, well, to everybody, but sometimes in particular a particular group. And today, the primary focus is on those who serve as first responders. I actually had a couple of therapists who work with first responders who asked me about doing this, and they were going to join me to talk, to guide the conversation around things that first responders go through. And unfortunately, at the last minute, were unable to join us. But I said I was going to be here, and you know, I like to be a man of my word, and hoping that even without having a, a more in-depth perspective of what it's like to be a first responder or what first responders go through, I am hoping that we will create something of value for first responders and for folks in general. In a way, most of us are first responders at times in our lives, and all of us face stress in one way or another. And that's why we do the tapping, is because it is one of the quickest, most profound ways of down regulating the stress response. And I am on a mission to get the whole world tapping, because truly believe that the world would be a better place if we knew how to manage stress so much better. um, uh, First responders. So first responder, those folks who show up first when there's a problem for an emergency, firefighters, paramedics, police, army, soldiers, whatever the case may be, when there's some sort of crisis, when there's some sort of emergency, these are the people who respond first and show up on the scene. And it's a very stressful job. And these are folks who, on a regular basis, see things that most of us do not want to see. Oh, I mean, I don't think anybody wants to see it, but it's those things that many of us just don't have the constitution to be able to handle what these folks go through. But again, that stress, that difficulty, we all experience some kind of stress at some point in some way, and experience things that we'd rather not, seeing things that we'd rather not see. And it can be challenging in the moment, and we can hang on to some of that stuff. So we're going to see what we can do about letting some of that stuff go today. So what I'd like everyone to do is start by closing your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Now, just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Go ahead and feel your feet on the floor, or whatever part of you is connected to something. Allow yourself to feel centered and grounded. Allowing yourself to be right here, right now, as present as possible, so as to receive maximum benefit from this hour. And just following your breath through your body. Just allow yourself to be aware of what's going on in there. And allow yourself to be aware of what might be currently causing stress. Allow yourself to be aware of those things that have happened in the past that still cause you discomfort, physically and emotionally. And we'll start there. So take a deep breath, open your eyes, cover this. Uh, so hi folks, you are a first responder. I'm glad you're here. And if you're not familiar with tapping and you've sort of stumbled upon this YouTube live without knowing what this is, just do what I do and repeat back the words that I say, and you can find out later uh, more about emotional freedom techniques, EFT tapping. For now, even though I feel all this stress, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I feel all this stress, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I feel all this stress, some of it is stuff that's going on right now. Some of it might be from the past. And some of it might be the future. But it's right here and right now that I'm feeling this stress in my body. And even though I have all this stress, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who's contributed to this stress. Because I choose to be that free. All this stress, all this stress, all this stress that I'm holding in my body, all this physical discomfort, all this emotional discomfort, all this mental discomfort. I may be feeling this stress in certain parts of my body. And I may only be aware of it in my mind. But I'm not feeling peaceful. And part of me is saying, how could I possibly be feeling peaceful? With all the things that I have to see, with all the problems that I have to solve, with the terrible things that I have to experience. And in the face of these challenges, I'm expected to be able to do something about it. And that puts a lot of pressure on me. And that causes a lot of stress. And there may be things from the past that really stressed me out. And I still haven't been able to resolve them. I'm giving myself permission to do so now. Clearing this old stress that I've been hanging on to. And I love and appreciate those parts of me that have been hanging on to this stress, believing that that's necessary. Maybe what I see is so shocking sometimes. And part of me might say, if I have peace, the impact will be even more shocking. But if I stay in a state of distress, maybe I'll be better prepared. Maybe the shock won't be so upsetting. And I love and appreciate the attempt at that logic, but I need to recover. I need to recuperate. I'm giving myself permission to relax, allowing myself that freedom. I can remember what I really need to remember and prepare myself in healthier ways. As I allow myself to feel more peace, I'll actually be better prepared, especially because the more stressed I am, the harder it is to think clearly. And I want to be able to think as clearly as possible. I've proven that I can do really well under pressure, but I increase my ability to do so by sometimes taking the pressure off. I'm allowing myself to heal whatever needs to be healed. Clearing whatever stress has been in there, and allowing myself to relax. I choose to clear what doesn't feel like peace, clearing that at a cellular level and all the way back through my past. Setting myself free to experience more peace in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, go inside, and just check with what might be going on in there. And as you're thinking about it, allow yourself to be aware of something that you may have been holding on to. Don't go looking for things. Don't. This is not about trying to re-traumatize yourself. But if you are aware of something in particular that's upsetting, so these folks that I've been talking to, they one of the things they talked about is what's called the death mask, and that what a face looks like when someone passes away. And I've had the honor, I don't know, privilege of being with a couple of people who have just passed, and they had passed peacefully. For first responders, that's not often the case, and what they might see can be haunting. So allow yourself to be aware of whatever might be coming for you. Again, don't go looking for something, but if you're aware of some haunting image that may have stayed with you, and allow yourself to be aware in your body on a scale of 0 to 10 how upsetting that might be. And it may be a death mask, it may be just some other disturbing image of something that you've shown up and experienced. Notice where in your body it is, notice how strong it is, and tap it on the side of the hand. Go ahead and open your eyes if you haven't already. even though I've seen upsetting things. I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I have seen upsetting things, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I've seen upsetting things, maybe really horrible things, and I may be holding on to that image. And even though I've seen upsetting things, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself, and maybe anyone else who might be involved, because I choose to be that free. All these upsetting things, these awful things that I have experienced, these awful things that I've seen, and I may have those images stuck inside of me. And I'm processing the emotions around that right now. Maybe part of me has said, I need to remember this. I need to be haunted by it. Because of some old programming that I might have about how that would keep me safe. Any upset that I hang on to, anything traumatic that I hang on to, I hang on to it because I think I need to. Part of me says that will keep me safe. It'll protect me in some way. It's my duty to hang on to it. All this fear that it would be wrong to let it go. Part of me is convinced that it would be wrong to let it go. And I'm processing this, giving myself permission to relax, giving myself permission to soften the images, giving myself permission to be free. No one needs me to hang on to this upset. I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that have hung on to these upsetting things, believing that that was somehow necessary. I'm allowing myself any possible clarity about why that might feel important, about how that serves me or others. And I'm allowing myself to be open to the possibility that there might be a healthier way to meet those needs, such that I can feel more peace. Part of me might say, I can't forget this. or I shouldn't forget this. But also, I know I have forgotten all kinds of things in my life. There have been all kinds of things that have happened during my lifetime that might have upset me in one way or another. And they were important at the time. And now I can't even remember them. Why did I allow myself to forget about these? And can I give myself that same freedom now? I can retain whatever is important, whatever feels necessary for my benefit, and letting go of anything else. Letting go of disturbing images. Setting myself free from that. Now we're going to do a process called Be Set Free Fast. So I'm going to stay on each point a little bit longer here. Tapping the eyebrow point. I am now releasing all of the sadness and trauma in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any remaining upset. Side of the eye. I'm now releasing all of the anger and resentment in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all of this remaining upset. Under the eye. I'm now releasing all the fears and doubts in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all of this remaining upset. Under the nose. I'm now releasing all of the embarrassment and humiliation in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any remaining upset. With the mouth. I'm now releasing all of the shame and guilt in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any remaining upset. Collarbone. I'm now releasing all of the remaining fears in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any remaining upset. Under the arm. I'm now releasing all of the low self-esteem in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any remaining upset. I'm giving myself permission to release whatever I can release. Giving myself permission to heal whatever I can heal. Allowing myself to know that it's okay to heal. Allowing myself to know that it's safe to heal. It's safe to let go of these images. It's safe to no longer be haunted. Not that I'm wrong or bad if I still feel haunted. I honor whatever my body feels I need. I'm just giving myself permission to see if there are opportunities to allow myself more peace, to allow myself more freedom. And if the image that I've held on to was of someone that I know, I'm replacing that image with a more loving one, picking a more peaceful memory of that person, choosing a more joyful memory of that person. I choose to have peaceful and joyful images in my mind, allowing myself more peace, continuing to process whatever might be there. All these reasons to hang on to any upset, all these reasons for hanging on to any upsetting images. I'm giving myself permission to change my mind, swap out the pictures, allowing myself to find more peace in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, go inside, and allow yourself to be aware of what might be going on in there. And here's another one that came to mind, and actually based on one of uh, one of my really good friends is an emergency room doctor, and one of the things that has come up is the frustration and with people doing things. Sometimes people show up in the hospital because they've just done, well, we'll just say stupid things. uh, those hold my beer moments that land somebody in an emergency room, and and first responders having to put themselves in difficult, stressful situations and sometimes dangerous and harmful situations because somebody hasn't been thinking clearly. And allow yourself, whether you're a first responder or you're someone who's just found yourself watching this video. um, this is true of any of us, that we may have found ourselves in some difficult situation because somebody else made some bad choices. And if they've been hurt, we may feel some sympathy for them. We may feel bad for them. And at the same time, we may feel some resentment, some anger. Uh, and because that person's been hurt, we may tell ourselves we're not allowed to feel that. No, I'm just going to feel compassion. And, you know, what we resist persists. So for any challenging situation that you've been in, and allow yourself to be aware of where you may be hanging on to any frustration, resentment, anger in your body, that this person has made choices that have put you in that difficult, stressful, potentially dangerous and harmful situation. So many first responders have to go into really dangerous situations because of poor choices that people have made. So just allowing yourself to be aware of any of that stuff that's going on. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. Even though I might be upset with some people, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I might be really upset with some people, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I might be really upset with people who have made some really poor choices and created some awful messes that I have to clean up. I've had to experience some really upsetting things. Because other people made poor choices. And even though I may be upset at some people, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe even these people, because I choose to be that free. All this upset at these people, all this anger and resentment. How could they be so stupid? And I'm sorry that they're hurt. And I want to help them. But it can be so frustrating at times. Why didn't they know better? People can be so stupid at times. And I have to deal with that at times. And I can feel so resentful. And maybe I don't always allow myself to feel that. I'm a compassionate, caring person looking at someone in trouble. And all I want to do is help them. But their choices have created a lot of stress for me. And I choose to clear that stress. And in order to be fully clear, it helps to address everything that I'm experiencing, including my frustration, my anger, my resentment. And I acknowledge that I signed up for this. But people don't need to take advantage of it. Just because there are people who have chosen to be first responders doesn't mean people should feel they have a license to be stupid. Hey, I'm going to make a big mess. But that's okay because there are people to clean that up. Why do people make those choices? And at the same time, I know that I don't always make perfect choices. I've probably made at least one or two questionable choices in my life. And maybe somebody else had to deal with that. And I have a right to be upset. I have a right to be angry. I also have a right to feel peace. And in order to more fully feel peace, I'm giving myself permission to acknowledge whatever anger might be there. I don't want to stuff it down. I don't want to pretend that I don't get upset about people. I want to address these feelings and process them. I trust I can get to a place of forgiveness, not because I should, but because it makes it easier to do my job. And it makes it easier for me to feel peace. I'm honoring all of my feelings. I'm acknowledging all of my feelings so that I can process them and get back to a place of peace, which is good for me and others. Clearing the upset that might still be there. And I have a right to ask people to make better choices. And I know that accidents are going to happen. But I mean, come on, people. So many of these are preventable. And I'm processing those upsets, clearing them at a cellular level, clearing them all the way back through my past, back through all those times in my life where I experienced some kind of stressful situation because somebody else was being a bonehead. And I'm allowing myself to move forward, feeling more peace in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, go inside, and just following your breath through your body to allow yourself to check in and see what's going on in there. And allow yourself to be aware of, especially for those of you who are on the call live that are first responders, if there's anything that comes to mind that we might tap on. Suggestions about what else could be cleared. I am open to suggestions, so feel free to um, type that in. Skim through some of the notes here. And go ahead and you can keep tapping collarbone or different points. You know, all of us are carrying generally more stress than we're aware of. So take this opportunity to be clearing out whatever ambient stress might be there. Um, abuse, guilt, acne. Yeah. Okay. That's a um, something I hadn't thought of, Emma, in particular. I mean, and we can, and for anything that's coming up for folks, what you've typed in here, patients' rights, animal abuse, um, acne, whatever things might be there. Um, the helplessness. Yeah. Allow yourself to be aware. So close your eyes, take a deep breath. Be aware of whatever comes up for you, but also allow yourself, as you think about particularly emergency situations, allow yourself to be aware of a sense of fear. And it might be the fear of seeing things and thinking, oh, it just creates this fear of this happening to me or someone I care about. And it may also be the fear of, what if I can't help? What if I don't have the skills, the resources, the time? What if it's my job to help and I'm not able to do it? And maybe it's the fear of letting people down. And allow yourself to be aware of anything else that might, any fears that might come up. Notice where in your body you might feel it. Notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how strong it might be. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes. Even though I feel all this fear, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I feel all this fear, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I feel all this fear, because the world can be a scary place anyway. But when you have firsthand knowledge of how bad it can get, especially on a regular basis, that can create even more fear. And even though I feel all this fear in my body, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who might be involved. All this fear, all this fear, all the fear that I might be holding on to in my body. Some of it I might be aware of. Some of it I might stuff down. I might try to convince myself it's not there. But just in case it might be, I'm allowing myself to process it. I have seen some scary things. And part of me might say, this could happen to you. This could happen to someone you care about. So there's something else to be afraid of. You're welcome. And that part of me thinks it's helping, believing that if I'm afraid, I'll be more careful. Because I've seen the horrible things that can happen to people, fear motivates me to prevent that in my own life. Part of me is convinced I need fear to keep me from being stupid. All this fear that if I don't hang on to fear, I won't make good choices. So I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that witness these terrible things and insist on feeling fear for myself and people I care about as a way of keeping myself safe. I'm also allowing myself to know I can make really good choices to keep myself safe without experiencing the pain of fear. When I'm crossing a street, I can wait for the walk signal. I can look both ways to make sure it's safe without having to work myself into a panic. I don't say, gee, I'm feeling really peaceful right now. I guess I'll walk blindly into traffic. I can feel really peaceful and still make good choices. Giving myself permission to release this fear. And maybe I feel the fear that I won't be able to help. What if I'm not skilled enough? What if I don't have the time or resources? All this fear of failing. Most of us experience some fear of failing, but it's not usually a life or death matter. It often is for first responders. All this fear of failing. All this fear of letting people down. And maybe I'm hanging on to some pain from times where I wasn't able to do all I could do, or all I thought I should have done. Because I did do all I could do. Maybe not all that was possible, but it was the best I could do at the time. We have a hard time acknowledging this truth. But we're all doing the best we can at any given moment, depending on the circumstances, depending on our programming, I can look back at times where I feel like I failed, and I'm compelled to beat myself up. I'm giving myself the grace and compassion to know I actually did the best I could at that moment. If I could have done better, I would have. There may have been things that were limiting my abilities that I'm not aware of at the moment. If it was possible to do better, there was something that was preventing me from doing so. And I choose to forgive myself, clearing the pain of so-called past failures, which makes it easier to clear the fear of potential future failures. I'm doing the best I can. I have always done the best I could. And my best keeps getting better. I don't need fear to motivate me to do better. The more I allow myself to feel peace, the more clearly I can think, and the better I can do. And there are things that are out of my hands. I don't get to control everything. For all of my skills and knowledge, I don't get to ultimately decide everything. And I'm forgiving myself wherever it might feel appropriate, making peace with the past so that I can feel more peace in the present and experience more peace in the future, allowing myself more and more peace in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. All right. Um, so let's go ahead and be tapping here. I just want to read real quick. So for all of these things that have come up, hopefully just continue tapping as you allow yourself to release the stored uncomfortable energy around these things. And we're going to close out in just a moment with a guided imagery. If you've been on any of my lives before, that's how I generally like to end a session. I started out as a hypnotherapist before learning tapping, and I still find it a very healing and nurturing process. So I would like to end that way. But for those of you who identify as first responders, and for anyone else who is a civilian, I hope that you found this tapping helpful, and I hope that you'll share it with others who you believe it could benefit. But for now, let's go ahead. The guided imagery will probably go a little bit more than 5 minutes, so we'll go over the hour. So if you have someplace you need to be at the top of the hour, then you might want to jump off the line now. And this will be stored here on YouTube. So you can come back and check out the guided imagery later when you have more time. And thank you for being here. And if you have a few more minutes to hang out with me, then please go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Another deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. A third deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Breathing comfortably, and just imagine that with each breath you take in, you breathe in relaxation and positive energy. Go ahead and imagine a healing light of whatever color you like surrounding your body, so that with each breath you take in, your lungs comfortably draw in that healing light, allowing it to flow through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. Imagine a healing shower flowing down crystal clear water that's a perfect temperature as it flows over the top of your head, soothing and relaxing your scalp, washing away fear, doubt, anxiety, washing away anger, sadness, guilt, shame, washing away pain, frustration, disappointment, embarrassment, washing these away to reveal the light that you truly are. This unique expression of divine light and love, allowing more and more of that light to be revealed as that healing shower flows over your forehead, relaxing the muscles in your face, flowing down over the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, washing away tension, leaving your shoulders calm, comfortable, and relaxed. That healing shower flowing down your arms, all the way down over your fingertips, down over your chest and your stomach, soothing and relaxing, healing and cleansing, and allowing yourself to remain comfortably in whatever position you choose. Allow that healing shower to flow down over your upper and lower back. And as your torso relaxes, your internal organs comfortably do whatever they need to do to achieve and maintain your optimal level of health and well-being in body, mind, and spirit. As that healing shower continues down over your body, down over your hips and your thighs, over your knees, down your lower legs, through your ankles, into your feet, and finally that relaxation flows over your toes as you allow yourself to relax twice as much, going at least twice as deep with each number as I count backwards. 5, drifting down to 4, floating down to 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. Now, each and every time you hear me say the words deep sleep, with your permission, and only with your permission, you allow yourself to return to this depth or even deeper, 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 quickly, soundly, deeply. And the physical body relaxes. And with that relaxation comes a wonderful sense of calm well-being of body and mind, deeper, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 is sleep. And in this calm, comfortable state of mind and body, go ahead and imagine yourself in some really beautiful place. Some place where you allow yourself to be present to the beauty, the magnificence, the abundance of creation. It could be one of the most beautiful places you know, one of your most favorite places in the world. It could be a place completely of your own imagination. some place where you find it easy to relax, to feel peace. Breathe in the fresh air and just allowing yourself to relax at a cellular level, allowing yourself to feel peace, allowing yourself to know that you deserve this. Not only do you deserve it, it's very important for your well-being. Allowing yourself to know that as important as it is for you to take care of others, how important that is for your mission, allowing yourself to recognize how important it is to practice self-care so that you can be at your best, so that when you show up for others, you're in as good a place as possible. And not just for their sake. You deserve it just because you do. In this beautiful place, you might imagine other people and allowing yourself to be aware of that compassion you have for other people, that desire to help, to take care of folks, to be there to help pick them up when they fall down. And allowing yourself to remember, just like they say on airplanes, put the oxygen mask on your own face first. And they don't say that because they're people who believe in being selfish. Because in order to be able to help other people, you need to take care of yourself first. So allowing yourself to acknowledge that right now, in this moment, you are practicing self-care. You're acknowledging that you are worthy and deserving of that care. And it's absolutely okay if you allow yourself to feel good about it, because it also puts you in a good place to be of service to others. It's a total win-win situation. Letting go of any fear that it's selfish to take this time, because this self-care that you're doing benefits others. Allowing yourself to feel good about that. Giving yourself permission to continue releasing what doesn't feel like peace. Having absolute compassion for your past self that has held on to things that were stressful, upsetting. Believing that that was necessary. And now giving yourself permission to compassionately set yourself free from that. Continuing to release what doesn't feel like peace, so that you feel better and better as we go deeper and deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 is sleep. In a moment, I'll count you back out from 0 up to 5. 5 will be wide awake, alert, focused, and energetic, feeling much better than before. Giving yourself permission to feel more peace. Giving yourself permission to continue processing things from the past so that you can be more present. So you can be at your best more often for yourself as well as for others. Tonight, when you choose to go to sleep, don't be surprised when you fall asleep quickly, soundly, deeply, and sleep very well through the night. During the night, you'll dream. The more you dream, the stronger you become. I'm going to ask your unconscious mind to allow at least one of your dreams to be a very healing dream. Continuing this healing process in body, mind, and spirit so that in the morning, at the time you've chosen to wake up, you wake up easily, feeling refreshed, energetic, and ready to start the day again, powerfully moving forward into that ever more joyful experience of an ever greater abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and love, which are your birthright and which benefit others. And now I go back down to zero, which is always deep sleep, allowing your mind, body, and spirit to digest all of these positive thoughts and images, taking them in at a very deep level so that these positive changes occur easily, effortlessly, and naturally. Coming up to one, feeling physically relaxed. Two, feeling emotionally calm and confident. Three, health and well-being, enthusiasm, love, joy, and gratitude flowing through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. Four, becoming more and more alert and aware of your surroundings. And five is eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. And welcome back. And thank you all again for joining me, whether you're watching this live or watching the recording. Thank you for being willing to take some time to clear what doesn't feel like peace, because then you reveal more of the peace, experience more peace, and then you spread more peace. And God knows we can use more of that. So thank you for doing your part. Thank you especially to those of you who are first responders. Uh, Thank you for being willing to do what so many of us would not be as good at doing. And yeah. All right. Thank you all so much. I look forward to tapping with you again at some other point. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day. Love you guys. Take care.